Welcome to Sachi's Archive. This is a reference video 004, add ticking area. So what I'm going to do in this video is teach you what a chunk is and why you need ticking areas for certain things in your world. First off, think of your world as a big grid. Every block has its own position. So if we change this to block position, we know where that block is in the world. This one's at 28, 69, and 7. The grid is, like gridded off in chunks. And every chunk is 16 by 16. So a chunk is a 16 by 16 area of the world, and you can calculate where a chunk is by simply dividing the x number by 16 and the z number by 16. I understand it doesn't make sense. It says 31. But understand 32 will start the new chunk. So 0, so this is a chunk right here. X equals 16, y equals, it doesn't matter what the y is, and z equals 0. And then if you count the block 16, you end up with 16 blocks ending with 31. So you still have the z0 and 31. And it's the same way this way. This is x equals 31, z equals 15. And this one's x equals 16, y equals question mark, and z equals 15. So basically, you can divide it yourself, or you can use a tool. Some add-ons and stuff have a tool that you can use to find chunks. And also you could just go ask AI. And that's actually what I did. I forget where I was, and I was like, what chunk is this in? So I just wrote down like 24, 63, and 2. And I went and asked AI, what chunk am I in? And it gave me these chords. So what's interesting about this is that I made a scoreboard. I named it test, and I named a fake player, and I named them running. And every 250 ticks, this is going to add 1 to the score of running. I have this set up so it doesn't even need redstone. It's a repeat command block. Right now, this is the chunk I'm in. And as you play Minecraft, as you get further away from different chunks, Minecraft unloads those ones that you went further away from. It only keeps like a radius around the player. So when I get to like here, we're going to see that running is not going to add anymore. So running is at 18. As you see, the command block that's never supposed to stop, the repeating command block, isn't running. Why is it not running? Because those chunks are not loaded. So if you have a farm that's always running, or it runs while you're there, then when you get closer to it and you open that chunk, it starts to run. Now that's okay for certain things that are, you don't want it to happen all the time, no matter where you might be. But for some of the entries for my engineering notebook, specifically the time, date, season system, I want the time to change no matter where I am in the world. I want to be able to go wherever, and the time's going to change during the day. The hours are going to get long, later. I want it to always change. I don't want to go searching and come over here to get sand, and I showed up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I stay until it's night time, and it's still reading. My scoreboard is reading 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's what would happen. So how do we fix this? What we need is to either never leave always stay close to here so it always runs, or we need to make what's called a ticking area so that it's always running no matter where any of the players are. This will be running. So how you make a ticking area is you find a chunk. You technically don't need to have chunks. You can just have the diagonal corners of the box you need. But Minecraft will figure out where you are in chunks, and if you accidentally went over into the next chunk, then it's going to make that ticking area 2 chunks big. Um, at first, that doesn't sound like much because you can have up to 10 ticking areas in a world, but it will affect the performance of your world, especially if you have a lot of animals. Right here, if I had animals spawning, they would always be spawning and doing something here if this is a ticking area, right? So if you have even, a bigger area that's a ticking area, you could have like zombies alive moving around, and that would actually cause you a little bit of lag. So ticking areas, you do need to be careful with ticking areas, but um, a small ticking area and a small number of ticking areas should not affect your performance. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a ticking area. We're going to pick a corner. So right here, I'm going to use my crosshairs, and I'm going to open up my chat, and it's on block position. So I'm going to copy that, and then I am going to post this just because I want to see it. So I know the corner is this 16 and 15. Now the Y does not matter because a chunk goes from bedrock the whole way to the ceiling of Minecraft, the whole way up in the sky. So you do not have to worry about a Y coordinate. So we already did that. We got that corner. Let's go over to this corner. You're going to look at the block you want, and you're going to do / ticking area, add. Now the numbers that they're showing you on the screen is what is the block you're looking at, especially if you have it on block position. So I don't have to remember this. I just have to look at it. So this is this one, this corner. Now I'm going to paste this one. This is what we saved. I'm going to name it testing. And I'm just going to say true. Now it shows up in my chat. It says adding ticking area, and it picked the chunks, and it said marked for preload. 1 out of 10 ticking areas are in use. So right now running is at 38, and if I go far away, running is still going to change. 39. See, much further away. We're back at our testing. 40. As you can see, running is still running. This is what ticking area does for you. Now, if you want to remove the ticking area, you open up your chat. You do / ticking area, remove, and you use the name that you called it. I called it testing. And it removed it. And that's all it is. It's really helpful. And, you do need to. And the cool thing is, too, is if you have a ticking area that's in use, most of the systems that I'm doing in Wellbridge for Saatchi's Archive, for the engineering notebook, they will have commands and command blocks all in this ticking area. The one active ticking area in the world. So I made like command block rooms under the ground and stuff. Because whenever something, if you need a command block to always go off, or, a certain system, you want to have it in a situation where you don't have to load that chunk to make something happen. Um, and you do have to do that. You sometimes, no one's around there, that chunk's not open, and what will happen is your commands will fail because it can't find an NPC that isn't technically in the world. It will actually say it's beyond the world. Sort of like when you try to do fill commands, and if you try to fill, where the chunks aren't even opened, or they're not opened, but they're not loaded, it will say that it says some kind of error, like you have exceeded the world's limits, but it's just because it's not loaded. I hope this helps everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in the archive. Have a great day.